Well, hello everybody for another improvised stream in which artist, author, and overall eccentric CM Kozeman, that's me, tests his amazing Twitch streaming art rig. In case anybody is watching this, and in the unlikely case that you don't know me because my watchers usually are friends and stuff. I'm an artist, a surreal painter, many other things besides. If you want to learn more about my shit, just go to, how do we do this? cmkozeman.com here. And if you feel supportive after this stream, consider supporting me on patreon.com or just buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cmkozeman. If you see this on YouTube, the links are in the video description. Okay, so I like painting surreal things, and this is just a nice way to blow off steam. I needed to blow off steam today because I had a sleepless night caused by the fucking cat. Just didn't let me sleep the whole night. So I have this nice big sheet of watercolor paper, but I just fold it in two, and then in the evening I just jotted down these figures without any sketches, any planning, using this grease pencil here. Wait, I don't know if it focuses, but this is called also a China marker. And yeah, so these are nice. So now the fun part begins. I just kind of cut the preamble for you a little, and we will be painting these figures with watercolors. The cool thing about the grease pencil is that it's hydrophobic. So when you paint on it, everything gets kind of repelled from the lines. So what you get is a very lovely sort of space around the lines kind of effect. So we're moving in with these watercolors now. If anybody is watching, just let me know in the comments. I am going to make planned streams, of course. This is just an experiment. So I don't know what got into the cat. I mean, it woke me. I already had a late-ish night at around 1:30. And then the cat woke me up at precisely 3, 5, and 7. And then, oh, somebody's watching. Hello, first-time chatters, sexiest potato, watching while I work. What kind of work are you doing? And where are you from? Everybody, let me know where you're from when you drop into comment. So anyways, the fucking cat doesn't stop. There's nothing wrong with her either. She's just hungry and being a bitch. Or maybe it was the new moon. That was that. So anyways, my day was almost ruined. Debased gnome's child says, just woke up myself. Well, good morning. You woke up to this now. And yeah, so today was a haze, basically. I had some errands to run. I kind of left the house for a bit. And so in the city I live in, a cool thing about this place is part of the commute takes by boat. So I was riding the city liner boat to my destination, but I was so freaking sleepy. Like, this is what changes between your 30s and 40s. No, sorry, I'm not that old yet. Between your 20s and your 30s. In your 20s, you can go unlimited hours without sleep. In your 30s, you kind of look alike, but sleep becomes a vital necessity. So yeah. So even on the boat today, I had a nap against the sky. And it was very relaxing actually, but you go into this weird psychic space when you're sleepless. everything seems like it's behind a glass screen, you know. So yeah, let's give some lines. And then it was a beautiful day too, but I felt like it was a bit wasted. And I only have the goddamn cat to blame for this. So now this flying thing, I want it to be unique, so maybe we'll give it a green shade. Yeah, but nothing like some painting, especially some surreal painting to relax and unwind. MJ80 says hello, hello. Sexiest Potato is watching from Texas, working for a styling company, sending people clothes. So that's nice. Have a great day. I'm always very happy and proud to have American fans and friends. God damn. If you've been following this channel and my exploits for a while, you'll probably know that one of my ambitions this year is to acquire a US green card residency and have my chance at living there. I even have my business plan, if you could call it that, but I want to have a big studio in, I don't know, somewhere in suburban New Jersey or Pennsylvania, not a big city. And then the walls will be full of paintings, and then there will be an area for me to paint and like make paintings. But of course, I'm not a fool. I know that you can't make any money by art alone. It's difficult to turn art into money, but it's easy to turn money into art. So this place, wherever it will be, will also have a cafeteria section. Clam James says hello, first time chatter. Hello, my friend. So in this place, there'll be a place for me to paint. There will be like a big gallery where all these paintings are hanging, because I'm really prolific and every day I create 2 or 3 paintings, no, at least. Usually some days it's not even 10, and they're all tiny, but if you put these in a nice frame, you know, they become like really nice, desirable things. So I've been really painting. I've been making these, so it just comes and comes and comes. So yeah, I just forgot. We can't swear on Twitch. MJ80 sends me a cute princess sort of emoji. Thank you. So yeah, let's give this some stripes. And let's get the head a different color. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. What are your plans for the weekend? And how many people are watching? And also, if you're watching, comment on your socials so maybe we can get some more buddies in this place and more people can watch. How about that, huh? Eventually, there will be like a big ass painting and drawing stream. Debased Gnome's Child says, I will miss your Instagram posts of Turkish buildings. Well, I have got such a big back end saved, so don't worry. I think I will have years of Mediterranean content to share. And I'll take pictures of cool American buildings. If it happens, of course, that's a big if. We don't know. This is a lottery, so it's not with talent. It's not with a talent visa or anything. So this is a little yellow bastard creature in this universe. It may easily fail, and if that happens, I'll probably be stuck in the old world, but I don't know. It's not over till it's over. Let's give it some green, no, some red Mothman eyes. So this flying thing, you see, it's like one of those flying rod or skyfish things. Clam James says they're in Ireland. Hello to Ireland. What color should we make this one? I think I'm gonna go for some light blue shade. That's one of the nice things about having a relatively small channel with a few dedicated followers. You can actually have a chat with them. When you have these giant channels, it just floats on so rapidly. You see, a technique with painting watercolors is use a size 10 brush. This is called a size 10 brush. And it has a fat body but a thin tip, which means you can actually store a lot of paint in the body, and then when you're painting it actually works like a fountain pen, and you can like make very thin lines even though the brush itself is pretty thick. So yes. Sexiest Potato says, you're trying to get into America. I'm trying to get out for the first time, lol. It's like that quote from Independence Day, that amazing 1996 alien movie. In it, there's a UFO over a city. It's a kind of ominous scene, and one of the characters is going into the city, Washington, D.C., to warn the president. And his father says, everybody's trying to get out of the city. We're the only schmucks trying to get in. I just like that scene so much. That movie is a great film. But why do you think you are trying to leave the States? I want to get your perspective on this too. So do tell. Oh, just trying to see the world. See, that's the thing. Americans are one of the few people alive these days who can afford the luxury of traveling. I kid you not. Like, I used to travel the world. I went to Australia, the States, all over in Europe, Mediterranean islands and stuff. But now, due to the collapsing prices, the collapse of the Turkish economy, basically, I can only afford little train rides to other cities inside Turkey. How things have changed, huh? Where do you want to travel? Sexiest Potato. I like this name. Where would you go if you could? Like, I don't know. But as an American, I think it's vital that you get some. That's vital you get some foreign travel experience, because it's a whole other story too, yeah. And I'll never forget this one story. So I am living in Istanbul. The city is built on a European side and an Asian side. And I won't name the names or anything, but like there was, let's say, a foreign friend. And there was talk about like crossing to the Asian side. And they were like, oh yeah, I've been hungry for some Chinese food. God damn, not that sort of Asian side, god damn it. It's the continent of Asia. Blood just assumed that the Asian side was a place with Chinatown and shit. You're not meant to say shit, I'm sorry. All right. How's it looking? Nice. If in a frame, this is gonna be nice. We got some bleeding error here, but we're gonna correct that when I give the background, when I give the whole picture a background like this. So you see, when you're painting, you got this like leftover paint, which is kind of like slop. So you just mix that with water sometimes, and then you get this very light shading tone. Sexiest Potato says, honestly, anywhere. Well, if I was living in the States, I would maybe try to explore South America, Argentina, Brazil. Although I would love if you visit Istanbul, just let me know. One of the most... So I've been talking about this with a Turkish friend who lives in the state. States. And whenever this friend talked about going to Turkey or wherever, a response she would hear from Americans, but the sort of Americans who are like, oh, let's not go to Walmart, all the weird people are there, that sort of Americans. It would be like, oh, is it safe there? Is it safe? Is it safe? And it's just like, it's so annoying. And more than a little prejudiced. Of course it's safe. MG80 says, Istanbul is pretty. Debased Gnome's Child says, I'd like to visit Canada too, especially above the timberline. Well, yeah, especially if there's a world war and they draft you guys. You might want to see Canada whether you want it or not. That's another theme these days, huh? Whole world has gone insane. This format is so nice. I used to have live streams where I just would look in the camera and just try to speak. But this is so much cooler. And it's very childish, but I get this resize window and I get to resize windows and put the video there and like carry this there. It's fun. My American accent is amazing. I'm very proud of my weird Sephardic Turkish Mediterranean accent. It's quite haughty and arcane. Some even find it arousing. I don't know. I've also noticed that when I'm streaming this way, I don't talk my head off, because usually when I'm just looking at the screen, I shout a lot. But now I can just use my speaking voice, which is also good. What are your plans for the weekend, everybody? If you're listening, let me know. So you see, now we're doing this sort of background shades with this very light watercolor. The cool thing with this sort of layout is that you can also go surrealistic about it. You notice that there's the sun there. And if you look at the sky is never like, the sky is rarely uniform colored. Did you realize that? So with this sort of backgrounding effect, you can use slightly different shades and hues to kind of give the background a kind of music. So like you see here, this area, I'm just mixing a little red now. And then this area, I just want it to be a bit reddish. Yes. So the negative space has a quality all of its own. So yeah, there's a red blush in that thing. And then I'll do more and more of that, of course, as time wears on. Like I can use my red here too, beneath this figure's armpits. Maybe this figure just has body odor, huh? MJ80 says, I will maybe meet up with my sister, just go outside. Well, MJ80 and MJ80's sister, have a great day. Sexiest Potato says, yeah. The based Gnome's Child says, it's a worry, who knows, it's a world war or civil war with what's happening. Yeah, the Texas situation in the United States is really freaky. If something bad comes of it, I don't think it will be like a civil war kind of situation, like without withstanding armies, but you might see some like weird, intensive intensive crossover between like mass shootings and gang violence. So stay safe. I don't know. In a weird way, I don't know. I don't know. Debased Gnome's Child says, I'm going to go to the library this weekend. Well, have fun there. Libraries are always cool to chill out, just to work or paint or check out the books. Libraries, you can do blind research there, so that's nice. MG80 says, thank you, heart. Clam James says, I love your little Cyclops guy. Okay, thank you. Sexiest Potato is playing D&D this weekend. What sort of character are you playing? Let's give this guy a green iris. And very good. If you notice, the Cyclops guy is actually a gal. You see? Sexiest Potato is playing a bard and a cleric. Well, a fun game. I could never get into Dungeons and Dragons, but I love the monsters manual books. Just an entire book full of monsters and stuff. I like those things. I was watching Trey the Explainer's video on Bigfoot folklore. And for posterity, the date is the 9th of February 2024. And it's just amazing. And I had this idea to maybe create a kind of field guide books. Because what my good friend Trey the Explainer did is he collated and collected a hecking big load of Bigfoot folklore. And in those stories, he discovered lots of creatures that are obviously not Bigfoot, but there's something else. There's these things with like a single leg or a monster with that walks on its arms and has light coming out of its eyes and stuff like that. Just amazing, amazing stuff. So I don't know. I really wanted to make an art book based on that thing, but I got my own project, so priorities go for them, I guess. Yes, very nice. Clam James says, do you know about the paleontology themed D&D book that Darren Ney shared on his Twitter? I know of such a book, and it's basically like to realistically cast dinosaurs as Dungeons and Dragons style characters, right? It might be interesting, I don't know. You can have your Jurassic Park style setting, I guess. Somebody should take the creatures I have on my website and draw up D&D stats for them too. Also, if you want to use any of my creations in your private D&D games, just have at it. Oh, looking very good. We already have a nice parade. Look. Ding, 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 ding. Very nice. Apparently, the D&D book is called Dr. Drolin's Book of Dinosaurs. Okay, okay. Cheers. Let's give a hint of blue. This brush is loaded with a very potent shade of blue. I'm just thinking about where to put it. Well, this thing could be blue. Yes. If you got any other questions about anything in general, ask them on, because in my streams I also do Q&As. It's not just painting. Sexiest Potato says that's very kind, apparently, to my D&D offer. Yeah, why not? Okay, so almost done with this. I'll need to calibrate this camera to make it look brighter. But these are just the baby steps of this channel, so we are biding our time. What a nice, delicate thing. Imagine this is in a frame now, it will make a perfect gift. You can actually also purchase these paintings from me. All you need to do is go to cmkozeman.com here and go to the contact section and send me an email. Then we'll talk about the deets. This is a very nice. So this watercolor is a no-name Chinese brand. I picked it up from a Turkish city, but it's got certain colors. This one, this green, that. They're just very potent. If you're into watercolors, you should always like go to random ass art shops and try to, within your budget, of course, collect as many different brands and makes as possible, because really every paint has every brand of paint, heck, even different paint made in different years, they have their own qualities. It's just like you just have to, you can't digitally emulate that. It's just wonderful. Sexiest Potato says, I've tried watercoloring once, but I'm collecting a bunch of paint so I can maybe start again. Yeah, go for it. And also, Debased Gnome's Child says, I've seen antique watercolors I've seen old watercolors in antique shops. Yeah, actually, watercolors never run out. I know this very famous art supply store in London it's called Green and Stone. Not Greenstone, just Green and Stone. And they have on display, I didn't even ask if they were selling them, but they had on display watercolors sets from the Victorian era, still with the paint intact in them. And you can just activate them and use them. It's just amazing. So now our parade is almost done. I'll run it through the little side screen so you see the real colors here. Wow, look at this shit. If you support me on patreon.com, the link is above, you also get to see scans of many paintings that I don't post anywhere else. So that's also a quest for you. Debased Gnome's Child says, the Victorian watercolors are probably so poisonous. I don't think so, no. I mean, plus you're not gonna use them for makeup, are you? I think it's the older 1950s to 70s brands of, there's something called cadmium laced paint, which was apparently poisonous, and like some crayons had lead in them, but it's not a problem unless you eat them. Wait, now we're gonna do the stamping and signing. And we're gonna sign off very soon. So I got my trusty stamp here. Boom. Let's go. If you got any last questions and comments, I will end the stream soon and post it to YouTube. Here's my sign. Let's get the pencil out. Got the pencil here. And just sign. Yeah, lovely. Before going, we can do some more last minute additions. Any last comments? Come on. So while we're doing now, watercolor works in passes. So now these parts dried out, but what I can do is did they dry? What I can do is I can just drop in new shades, and when these dry, in turn, it will give this plant a more mottled appearance. Sexiest Potato says, I'm curious, do you use markers at all? Yes, actually. I got a big box of markers in my main place, but I also carry several colors with me at all times. Sort of more faint colors or bright red. I use them for sketching or when possible. I also do them for touch-ups. So yeah, let's use this. I got this like very greenish colored thing. It's called putty. And then we can do this. So, yes. But just some accents, nothing major. What I really like with alcohol markers is using black on it. Now I won't use it on this piece of paper, but it's just like very, very smooth and lovely way to sketch shit. Almost done. Although we have the bright red here, we can use that for certain accents. But I don't want to like steal the show from the watercolors too much, so I'll just maybe do it whoop here. Maybe here. Maybe here. Yes. Nice. So any last comments or questions? You're more than welcome while I finish this up. In most of my paintings, there's at least one character wearing spots. I just like the pattern. So there it is, everybody. I hope you like it. It looks kind of primitive, but you realize that in these paintings, there's almost no deliberation. It's just bam, 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 straight from mind to paper. And you know, to my credit, it takes some time to master. Let's actually cut this bad boy. Because remember, also this dimension is really nice. If you have this like A3 size paper and you fold it or cut it in half, then you get this sort of longish dimension. All right. Yeah. Nice. It took us half an hour, 37 minutes, and what a nice painting. I hope you enjoy it. MJ80 says a lot of stars. Thank you. Thanks for joining me on this channel. And please follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, follow me on, well, all my online platforms. I am CM Kozman. Please support me on Patreon. Look, I just spent half an hour showing you this thing out of the goodness of my heart. If you're supporting me on Patreon, maybe go to buy me a coffee and just order me one coffee. I know a lot of you could afford it. In my part of the world, it means a lot. So thanks for joining me on this stream. This was like a test-ish stream, but it looks like I'm gonna hold like big planned streams like this. And then, boy, it will be a party. There will be many people around and stuff. It will be fun. Fun times for everybody. Okay, everybody. Have a nice day. And it's not one painting per stream. It's just today's, I'm just too tired. It's just that. So there. Goodbye.